Hello, good evening, and welcome to Made in Gibraltar this Thursday evening on Radio Gibraltar Plus. With me in studio with something very exciting to talk about, Mr. Nolan Frendo and Justin Phillips. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, James.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to talk about something to do with you guys in a few minutes, but first of all, guess who's back? It's Taxi and Por de Estrellas. And that was Jetstream and Delta Blues, my favorite Jetstream track.
Thank you.
We're trying to pick one of your tracks to play on the show, of course. Guys, Por de Estrellas, Justin, congratulations. You recently became a daddy.
I have for the second time.
For the second time, man, amazing. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's very special. Now seeing sort of the first one interacting with the second one, it's been very nice. A lot of hard work, especially for Mama.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're here doing radio interviews.
Yeah,
and she's back at home taking care of the baby.
Clearly, those sleepless nights are not affecting you.
Guys, we've got some interesting stuff to talk about. I mean, you guys have been working together on and off for many, many years.
Yeah.
You're excited about this new project that you've got, which we're going to talk more about in the following link that we're going to do. But just give me like a brief history of the last, 12, 18 months where you guys sort of started talking about doing more of this?
Yeah, for sure. So basically, when we were doing the Friday Night Live sessions, we spoke about doing a video as the former band Ellipse. And we did a couple of cover videos and whatnot. After that sort of ended, lockdown sort of ended too, and we just spoke about the possibilities of doing a couple of gigs. So we did a gig at the Ivy, we did a gig in the Inces Hall, and suddenly Justin was like, "Hey, shall we just try something out? Shall we just do our own original material?" And that was very appealing to me to do something different,
Yeah, of course.
So he sent me some stuff that he had. I just started singing and riffing over it, if you like, and stuff was coming out and it was sounding really good off the cuff. I mean, I don't know if you want to elaborate further, but that was basically the basis of it.
I mean, we'd done we had a band that was going for a good year or a couple of years back in the day when we were young, and we did a lot of covers, and the minute you start building up a name for yourself, you're just offered more gigs and more gigs and more gigs, and you never get round to spending the time to do original stuff.
Yeah.
So this time when we started playing again, we actually started having invitations to do more gigs and good well-paying gigs.
Obviously, the best one was the Inces Hall one.
The Inces Hall one was a great one, and we had a really good time. Really good musicians. Got to thank Mag for putting that on. Sound was great, but then we also just after having not been playing with each other for being back together for a long time, we got offered the New Year's Eve gig, which was televised, and the production on that was great. It was well paid, and we just saw ourselves falling back into this trap of playing a lot, getting out there a lot, but doing covers. And we just decided to kill that project. This is finished. We're going to start new under a new name. It's ended up going a little bit further than that, in that we've brought in some new members, so it's not what it was, but we've taken the good parts of what we enjoyed doing then and just put it into original music, and it's, as Nolan says, it's come about really organically. Sometimes you have to work for songs and really work on them. Not that we haven't had to work on songs in that way with this project, but for the most part, I'd send him some stuff over WhatsApp. He'd put it into Logic, put some vocals down, send it back. And on a lot of occasions, those have ended up being final melodies and stuff that was just immediately, wow, I'm really excited about this. So we've been really lucky. But then that's only the start. Then, as you'll know,
we'll talk more in just a minute, because there's loads to get through, and we've got a few links to talk through as well. Just quickly, yesterday the announcement that the 500 are coming over to Gibraltar, obviously featuring Andy Crawford and Mark Byrne. These guys haven't played in Gib for like 20 odd years. Their band is doing super in the UK. Tickets are now available on buytickets.gi. And it's at Boyd's on the 19th of August. It's a Friday night. Support from Fearless in Motion, which is Jamie Gill, X7 Sins guitarist, his new band, and Dead City Radio as well. And just to give you a little teaser of what to expect, here are the 500 and Black Dogs. This is Made in Gibraltar. That was Been a While by Jonathan Bujeja. Now, guys, we're still talking about this new project. I won't give too much away in terms of name and stuff, but the song is coming up in a few minutes. So tell me about the new members in the band, what they've brought to it, and yeah, like you guys are both obviously seasoned veterans now in sort of writing original material. It's nothing new to you. What is the direction that you wanted to take with this particular project?
So for me personally, I'm used to working very differently with Jetstream, for example, whereby I write a full song, present it to the band, and they maybe edit it and develop it slightly, but that's the idea and that's how it goes. Same with Stuart, he would write a song and present it to the band, and that's pretty much how it goes. With this, Justin had music, I put vocals to music, which I never do before. I've never done before. I've never really put vocals to someone else's music. And then we started sort of putting it out there, right? We've got Nick Alul on board, amazing bass player, very, very good at coming up with his own parts. When you hear the whole product, you'll see there's some really intricate parts in there that he's crafted out that are very good. So he did his own part, and then we got Jamie Collis on board as well. Again, fantastic, dynamically great drummer, and he's been doing really, really well as well as obviously the legendary William Westlake there, doing his great rhythm, doing his great rhythm parts. So yeah, as a whole, it's worked very easily. Like Justin said earlier, it's very organic, and it's just sounding great, really, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work, James. You'll know how much work it goes into producing even one track, let alone a whole project from the get-go. Yeah. Especially these days where everyone expects everything immediately. So in terms of launching, we've been getting together all of the music that we've been writing, producing, recording, all ourselves. We sent some stuff off to Sam at Studio 91 in London for mixing and mastering, and it's really taken the stuff to that next level. But all of the groundwork's been done by us, having to get together all of the socials, start building. By the way, thanks Zane Maniasco for all your help on building the socials and getting together the artwork. But all of that stuff just before anyone even knows that the project exists. People don't know, because if you can't, unfortunately in Gibraltar in particular, we don't have that band club scene where you can go out and be gigging and building a following, and people get bored. They don't get interested unless they're presented with something really professional, top grade, day one content, videos, etc. People don't tend to pay attention, so it's become really difficult and really competitive in that way. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to manage the release well, build excitement, give people content, so that when we do that launch, start doing those shows, people already know a little bit about the band, and they're excited, because let's face it, no matter how good the content is, and we're trying to put together some good stuff, when you hear it live, it always takes it to that next level. When you can feel the amps, when you can hear it, the drums, it's just really special. And that's something that I always love. That first time you see an artist that you know and like, who you've seen on YouTube, who you know the songs from listening to them on Spotify, but then the live thing is where it's at for all of us, and it's always been about that. But these days, I think you've got to put more work in before. Yeah. The
prep work is just as important as the presentation.
Yeah.
And this, before, I think you could just go around with like a mixtape and go, "This is my band, man." And people would go home really excited. Oh my God, get the batteries for the Walkman out, let's listen to it. And
showing our age now, James.
What's the band name? What's the logo like? Where's the artwork? Where the t-shirts? Where's the live performance video? Where's the music video? Where's the lyric video? Are you on Spotify? Are you on
YouTube,
iTunes?
Instagram? There's so much going on.
Hundreds and hundreds of hours.
And pounds as well. Looking at it's an investment you might never see a penny back on.
Yeah. Yeah, why you can't stop yourself.
Yeah,
why
we love it so
you
much.
love it so
we do
much that you're happy to do it. Of course,
exactly.
Of course. I know exactly what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we play a track?
Let's do it.
Right.
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk briefly about the track and tell me about it, or shall we just play it and then talk about it in a couple of minutes?
Let's play it and then talk about it.
Shall I introduce it?
Go for it.
Shall I say the band name?
Go for it.
All right. Making their debut on Radio Gibraltar Plus here on Made in Gibraltar. It's the Kounterfeit Kings and Testify. Welcome back to Made in Gibraltar now, guys. Let's talk about the track we played just a few minutes ago, Testify. Obviously the inside joke here between us is that, you've named it Rage Against the Machine song and jokes, obviously. Love the track. I was telling you guys, I wasn't surprised or anything, but I didn't expect the level of production sort of quality behind it. Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure what to expect, to be honest, in terms of that. And I love the mix. I love the mastering. Obviously, you guys have put in serious hours on the recording and the gear you're using as well. I mean, Justin, you're a bit of a gear buff, so you can sort of rant about how great the aux box is in a minute. But serious, man. Like really, really high standard of a product that I think people are going to thoroughly enjoy.
Thanks, James. It means a lot. Yeah, like you just rightly pointed out, tons of hours, all recorded in-house, so to speak. So we've been recording at a little place that Justin's got that belongs to one of his family members. All guitars are done there with the aux box, William and Justin. Then we've been going down to my room to record Nick's bass as well as the drums, which is a difficult one. Not many people record drums successfully in Jib. It took a while to get the right thing going, but we managed it. And then vocals, nowadays you can record them anywhere. And then getting all of that into Logic and then editing.
Are you recording the drums and then replacing each hit with the genuine sound of the drums?
Yeah.
The guys.
So we record the drums clean as is, real. Yeah. And then when we send it off to Sam, the producer,
does his magic.
He does his magic. If he adds or takes away, I don't know, but what's played on that track is exactly what Jamie played.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But the sounds,
if he replaced or not, I'm not sure. Maybe he adds a hint of it.
But getting the general vibe is done live, and that's fantastic.
Everything's done absolutely live. Yeah.
Awesome, Justin. Which guitars are you using from the plethora of?
To be honest with you, this was a project that we really wanted to make sure sounded really good. So I got most of my guitars set up, new strings on them, and depending on the different track, depending on the different part of the song, I was changing guitars a lot. So you've got most of my guitars on there. You've got the Tremonti single carts.
Did I tell you the story of Tremonti?
No.
I met him.
Yeah, I've seen the photo.
Yeah. You know why I took that photo?
No.
Right, so I was talking to him and I was waiting for you to say the guitar, which is why I asked. Trap. So here we are backstage in Dortmund with Alter Bridge in their dressing room, by the way. So
amazing.
Really cool, having some drinks and stuff, and get a couple of photos with the guys and whatever. And I'm talking to Mark and I say, my guitarist back home has your signature, the really nice one. He's got it. He was like, no way. I go, he'd hate me if we had a photo together. And he was like, let's do it. So the smile on my face is like, this is for you, Justin.
Thank you. Yeah.
And that was your way to get a photo with him. Anyway, so win-win.
I probably would have got one anyway if I'd asked, because everyone else was. But it was a really cool moment. Anyway, let's talk about your...
After that, after killing you.
Yeah. So anyway, use that one. There's also Silver Sky John Mayer cool. PRS on there.
Nice.
The one I've used most is a Friedman.
That's your boutique guitar.
Yeah,
that's
which
beautiful.
I had made with P90s. Such a it's a neck through. It's bolt on but string through, and it's just so clear. I
remember you used that one for the 90s night in Insist.
Yeah.
It sounded fantastic.
Sounds amazing. And
it's a telly body, no?
It's like a telly. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just. Yeah.
No, I can see you excited. But yeah, it was basically PRS's, Fender, and the Friedman.
Okay.
We're using Taylor Acoustics for the acoustic
Contrasting
stuff.
that with Will's Gibson as well.
Yeah, Will's done all of his guitars actually on.
He's got a Gibson Standard, no?
Yeah.
He's got one a nice honeyburst, no?
Yeah,
it's
beautiful guitar. Yeah.
And then and we're using our live pedal boards, our valve amps, and it's all going straight into the aux box. So we sound like us.
Aside from the aux box and whatever, what is your most valuable, treasured pedal for this new project? Because I know that you tend to have, like, you know, the Pog is the one that I love, or the OCD or whatever. What's the pedal that you like keep looking at on your pedal board and you think, I want to use it?
To be honest, it's like painting. So depending on the track, depending on the part of the song, we're bringing in different pedals here and there to add color, to add dimension. The pedal that I think that because I'm getting most of my gains from the valve amp,
right? Okay.
I think the pedal probably that adds that little sparkle that appears most on the songs is the Eddie Van Halen phaser.
Nice, the MXR 90.
The MXR, Phase 90.
Phase 90, yeah.
The EVH version.
Yeah.
That appears a lot, and it really gives it a really nice spacey swirl.
That's the Tom Morello piece on your board, no? Basically.
I suppose so.
You know, he has that. He used to have that on his. He probably doesn't have it anymore, but he used to have that pedal on his pedal board just in case he was going to have a jam with Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, really?
That is the only reason why he had a phaser on his pedal board.
Well,
it was literally there. Because I did this masterclass thing. I paid for the subscription, and that was one of the classes. And he's like, "This is my pedal board. It's not as much as people think. The only reason why I have this pedal is just in case Eddie's around and he wants to have a jam."
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Well, I actually use it, so
yeah.
I can't jam with Eddie Van Halen anymore. So.
Let's talk more about this in just a few minutes. Let's go back in time. About 10 years to this band that Justin used to be in, where he loved his pedal board even more than he does now. Here's Voodoo Monkey and Journey. And that's Alexi Baglietto and 5 a.m. Those of you that made it down to Inces Hall last Friday would have seen him open up for Alex Vallejo, and I heard that it was an absolutely incredible concert. I got a message from one of my friends saying that one of the tracks at the end actually brought him to tears.
Wow.
And I was crying in Inces Hall listening to this guy play instrumental music. And this guy's a musician, and he doesn't cry often, and he was crying. So anyway, those of you that want to potentially cry at some songs over the next few days at some gigs, depending on what they're playing, tell you what, Yusuf Mudin's at the Cafe Fresco tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. DJ Dali Flow at the Arena from 5, Tiffany Ferrari at the Bastion from 8, Alexi Baglietto's live at Piccadilly Garden from 8, Layla and Jonathan at the Arena from 8, Andrea Marie live at the Caspar from 8 as well. There's loads of gigs. What else is there? Jesse Sampere at Dolphins from 9, Bob and the Boys at Gauchos on Saturday from 8. There's tons of gigs.
And myself and Willie Westlake will be performing at Taboo and Chatham Counter Guard at 8 on Saturday.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
Plug.
More stuff. Yeah, brilliant. Guys, look, I'm very excited about the fact that not only have we debuted your track on the show, which I really appreciate, I'm super excited about the response you guys are going to get. I genuinely think that you're going to have a lot of people asking for some live gigs. And in response to your question a few weeks ago, Justin, about the little survey that I did, there were just under 30 responses, and most people basically want music available and live gigs. That's Absolutely. What people want. They're not so interested in buying a vinyl or a poster. T-shirts, 50-50, but they basically want music available and gigs. So with that in mind, I think you guys looking at a date to maybe get it cracking, or what's the thought process here?
We're hoping to get at least something out this week, if not early next week. I mean, everything, like Justin said earlier, everything's ready. We're just waiting for the songs to be able to appear on Spotify and iTunes and all these platforms.
Are you doing videos?
Yes. Yeah. We've got a lyric video to start with.
Cool.
And then we're looking at locations to film a second video.
Banger.
So yeah, we thought of everything. We just want to get the stuff out there, start inviting everyone to our socials once we get them live, and then take it from there. Hopefully we garner enough interest rather that people really want to hear us live, and then we can do something. I mean, as you know, I've already spoken to Dion about this, about potentially doing a gig at the Ivy. But we'd like to do a launch at some point at a really cool venue somehow. We'll announce it soon enough, but we definitely want to get out there.
I mean, aside from the Ivy, Nelson's, the Arena, I mean, there's
it's not like it used to be.
It's not.
Yeah.
We could do with a really nice live venue.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
No disrespect to the ones that are doing it.
No, of course,
but like we could do with a purpose-built
I agree.
sort of band venue. It'd be nice. You know, with a balcony at the top as well, you know, so, that kind of like a Molly Bloom's kind of thing. That'd be great.
There's especially given all of the original music that's been produced by Gibraltarian artists recently. I don't know whether it's the fact that recording has become more accessible, whether it's been sort of a lockdown kind of thing that's thrown musicians into it, but it's really encouraging for me to see both younger and older musicians starting to write their own music, to create their own content, because it wasn't there sort of 15, 20 years ago. You know, you had bands, you had musicians, so now the fact that you get to hear this music is great, but it would be lovely for there to be somewhere nice to go and hear it, where there aren't noise issues and stuff like that. I mean, look, for example, the Insus Hall, we did that gig that Mag put on there, and great, it's a stage, you can get a nice sound system.
People are sat down.
People are sat down.
It kills it.
And if we were to do a showcase gig there as a launch,
Yeah.
like Justin says, the stage, the lighting, the sound is fantastic, but you want people up there.
Yeah,
right?
Intus Hall is great for a show.
Yeah.
For a show.
Yeah.
But not so much for a gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree.
I mean, look, I don't know what's going to be happening with a new theatre and things like that, but for example, the Insus Hall problem, shall we say, is very easily sorted, because you go to many venues in the UK where you've got your seating that collapses into the back of the hall.
That's happening in the new theatre.
Well, fantastic.
There's going to be a I think it's called Studio C.
Yeah.
And it's a 300, I think it's just over 300 capacity standing.
Yeah.
And it's got seating as well that then all gets moved to the back.
But does Insus Hall survive?
Yeah.
Well,
renew that.
Change the seating.
Yeah.
And then you've got
You could
two
do both.
two multi-purpose venues.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway. we'll have a discussion about the future of local music at some point, and who knows, man, maybe we could get a couple more guys in here, use one of the biggest studios, and have an honest chat about where local music is, maybe towards the end of the year or something. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, really good.
We can review some of the tracks of the year and talk about our highlights and what we want in 2023. That'd be awesome.
That's great.
Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for coming in. Absolute pleasure. And thank you at home for listening as well. I'm here every Thursday, just gone 7 on Radio Gibraltar Plus, bringing you local music for an hour. Radio Gibraltar Plus continues to play classics throughout the night. We leave you with a little classic. With Naked, it's Treehouse.